Tonight, the crisis in Kosovo, day 41. Can a mission from Moscow lead to peace in the Balkans? Healing power.
So in Jesus' name, we cast evil out of this space.
Trying to get past a high school shooting. And
I think they're all gone now.
the Star Wars Stampede.
CTV News with Lloyd Robertson.
Good evening. As NATO bombs continue to fall on Yugoslavia, half a world away in Washington, the push is on tonight for a diplomatic solution to the crisis. Russian Special Envoy Viktor Chernomyrdin is there, holding talks, holding out hope that a new peace proposal might end the airstrikes. And the Americans are listening very closely. But for now, the air war carries on. It's even intensifying. NATO forces have added a new weapon to their arsenal, so-called soft bombs, which are hitting the enemy hard. Our coverage tonight begins in Washington with CTV's Alan Pryor.
Pressure is mounting on President Clinton to find a way to end the war. Pressure from the Russians, who sent their peace envoy here for White House meetings, and from Jesse Jackson, back from freeing those 3 American soldiers.
We have the power to fight. We must show the strength to negotiate.
Responding to that pressure and to public opinion polls which show Americans want him to negotiate, the president, on the surface anyway, was sounding more conciliatory.
We have said that under the right circumstances, we would be willing to have a bombing pause. But we would need acceptance of the basic principles and at least the beginning of withdrawal of Serb forces.
But with still no agreement on a Serb pullback, no agreement on an international force to protect the refugees when they return home, the bombing goes on.
We'll continue to strike his military until it's either destroyed or he quits.
Parts of Serbia are still without power after U.S. planes using a top-secret weapon took out Serbian power stations. Released from stealth fighters, the devices explode above their targets, dropping graphite particles that short-circuit power stations without destroying them.
NATO has its finger on the light switch in Yugoslavia now, and we can turn the power off whenever we need to and whenever we want to.
Serb television, meanwhile, reported what it claims was another NATO hit on civilian targets, a bus and 3 cars, 17 people dead, although some of the bodies appeared to be wearing uniforms. Still, NATO is holding firm. President Clinton told the Russian envoy that Slobodan Milosevic must agree to all of NATO's demands and to a specific timetable before the bombs will stop falling. Lloyd?
Alan, referring to those polls you mentioned earlier about Americans calling for a diplomatic settlement now, what kind of pressures are they putting on the president?
Well, Lloyd, I think the president will say, as he did today, that we're ready to talk as Slobodan Milosevic is ready to act, and the starting point will be the withdrawal of his forces from Kosovo. Of course, there is also tremendous pressure on Clinton not to fail. His credibility is on the line, so is the credibility of NATO. And of course, there's 1.5 million Kosovar Albanians who have been counting on NATO to be able to go home in safety one day. Now, that said, it's clear, I think, that both sides are putting out feelers, and here the Russians are going to be key to try to find a way out of this conflict, but frankly, neither side is winning.
Thank you, Alan. CTV's Alan Pryor reporting from Washington. The diplomatic push for a peaceful solution is prompting calls in Ottawa tonight for an end to the NATO bombing. In the Commons, NDP leader Alexa McDonough broke ranks with other parties, urging the government to reassess support for the war.
Canada contribute to the diplomatic momentum and take bold action? Will Canada call for an immediate suspension of the bombing?
Prime Minister Chrétien responded that now is not the time to let up, not until Serb forces get out of Kosovo. The government is also tightening the economic screws, announcing it will deny permits for oil and oil product exports to Yugoslavia. In the meantime, final preparations are underway tonight to welcome refugees from the war zone. Canada will host up to 5,000 displaced Kosovars, with the first wave arriving tomorrow. CTV's Ken Ernhofer has more.
You'll be able to grab a quick sleep.
Canadian Forces Base Trenton was a beehive in anticipation of the refugees' arrival. This is where Prime Minister Chrétien will greet the first plane load. Before the Kosovars are registered, given medical tests and x-rays, as well as food, clothing, and personal items. Hundreds of volunteers are here too, compelled to give them a Canadian-style welcome.
And if I was a refugee and needed a place to go, I'd like to think that somebody would be helping me.
Among the volunteers are translators, many Balkan immigrants themselves, here to ease any culture shock.
It's important for me because I'm part of Canada now. Canada is helping in any way to all immigrants.
At the air base in Greenwood, Nova Scotia, alternating with Trenton as the gateway for the 5,000 refugees, they've had to import interpreters from as far away as the prairies.
We were hoping to get about 60 interpreters, and we've had a tough time with that one.
The refugees will arrive in plane loads of about 250 a day and be housed in barracks on bases throughout eastern Canada. The Kosovars will be free to come and go as they please. Officials hope they'll ultimately move into the community and into the homes of Canadians willing to sponsor them.
The operation is designed to provide a safe haven for people from Kosovo until the end of the conflict.
The first plane load will include about 30 Kosovars being admitted as immigrants to be reunited with their families. They could be sent to their relatives' homes within hours of landing.
As for refugees who don't have families here already, the Immigration Department, the military, and the volunteers hope to make their landing just as heartfelt. Ken Ernhofer, CTV News, Trenton, Ontario.
A number of deaths have been reported tonight after two powerful tornadoes and some very heavy weather roared through Oklahoma. Hundreds of homes have been destroyed.
Unbelievable!
Winds of up to 400 kilometers an hour ripped into an area southwest of Oklahoma City. Entire neighborhoods of